This meeting is being recorded.
Well, hi there and welcome. If you just grabbed the Debt Freedom Tracker, this video is going to walk you through the whole thing start to finish. It takes a few minutes, and by the end, you should have your debts entered or at least understand how to go about that process, and you can finish it up after the video. First things first, you should have been prompted to make a copy, so everything in here is editable. The only thing that you won't be able to do is you'll notice that some of the cells are actually locked. That's just to prevent you from changing any formulas that need to be in there to help with our calculations. When you look at the bottom, you'll notice in the bottom left, we see the Start Here tab, which is the tab you should be on to start your journey here on the Debt Freedom Tracker. You can go ahead and scroll down on this particular sheet and take a look at a few helpful tips, how to log the payments and choose your strategy and all that, which we'll go through here in just a moment. As you navigate the bottom, you'll notice there are different tabs. So we have Start Here, My Debts, Strategy, Dashboard, Payment Log, and Credit Health. Why don't we start with My Debts? I'm going to run through a couple of examples and we'll see where everything takes us. Your debt name, you may label this as a specific credit card or an auto loan or something of the sort. So for debt name, maybe we'll just put credit card one, and it's already defaulted to the type of debt, which is credit card. Maybe our interest rate is 19.99%. I'm just making some stuff up here so that we could fill in the chart. You'll notice it's asking for original balance and then monthly payment. So the original balance is what is the current balance on the actual card. So maybe you have a $10,000 limit, but the current balance on the card is $9,000. So we're just going to enter 9,000 and we'll move on. Maybe your monthly payment is $200, so we'll put $200 there. Your current minimum would be reflective of what your current monthly payment is. So we'll put the same 200 there. And your current balance, if you're just getting started, will equal your original balance. Now, one thing I want to mention is you'll notice that the original balance and the current balance are currently the same. You'll also notice that the monthly payment and the current minimum are the same. Your original balance, anything that you enter into these blue cells here, you should plan to keep those the same. Don't change them because this is giving us our starting point. As your current minimum changes and your current balance reduces, you will come in and update the green cells, which will help us with our longer term calculations. So perhaps your current minimum goes down to 150 over time, and maybe your current balance is now $7,500, whatever. You'll notice it starts changing the numbers up top. It's been paid down by 16%. You freed up $50 a month. You can then put that into the next credit card. You should see some of that in the more detailed instructions. Okay. So for the moment, let's just make sure that all of these are as they should be. I'll throw in a couple more. So let's do credit card two, and maybe we do auto loan, and let's do the drop down. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, so for interest rate, let's say we have another credit card and it's a 27.5% interest rate. Maybe it has a $15,000 balance. Maybe the payment is $375 per month. Again, I'm going to put the current payment in and then the current balance. Maybe your auto loan. The interest rate on that, maybe that's 3.99%, and your original balance, maybe it was 30,000. Maybe your payment is $400 per month. Okay. Again, your current balance and your current minimum, these two can be updated each month from your statement. Okay. So we have those in, and now we start seeing data calculate up top with our total balances, the number of debts that we're tracking, the current total payment, if you add these together, what your monthly payments are, and the current balance we're paying down. Let's move along to strategy. If you click the strategy tab at the bottom, you'll notice that it starts to give you opportunities to explore the best ways to pay down your debt. You have a snowball method and you have the avalanche method. You can select which one you like the best. It is a personal preference. Some people are more motivated by one than the other. You'll notice it gives you a brief description of what each of them are. Snowball, pay the minimums on all debts, stack the extra cash on the smallest balance first. When it's gone, then roll that payment to the next and builds momentum and keeps you safely on track. The avalanche method is nice. This saves you the most money mathematically because it saves you the most on interest. If you're making any extra payments, you'll put the amount that you're going to pay extra each month. And you'll notice it starts to update your estimated debt-free dates. Now, don't be intimidated by these. These are just estimates. And again, this isn't an exact science. It is a spreadsheet. It's not calculating off of your exact bank. It's calculating off of what you're entering into the spreadsheet, but it should give you a pretty close estimate. And just remember, as you increase the payments and if you have more money to allocate towards your debt, this number could change. So don't be intimidated by it. Just come up with a plan and we take it one step at a time. There's some other information that you can read as you scroll down. Next, you're going to move to your dashboard tab. Your dashboard tab is quite nice because it's just kind of an overall summary. So you don't actually have to enter anything into here. This is just taking information from the rest of the spreadsheet. Okay. You'll move along to your payment log. Now, this is very important. Anytime that you make a payment, and I like to update this when I'm sitting down to do my banking, it could be a couple times a month. Maybe you just do it monthly. But let's say that I'm making a payment on April 10th. Then I'm going to put that date in. I'm going to select the debt name from the drop down. So my credit card number 1 and what is the amount that I'm paying. So I'm looking over at my debt. The minimum amount that I'm paying on credit card 1 is $200. So let's say that I just make the minimum payment. And the payment type I'm going to notate, it is the minimum payment. Now maybe I have all my debts set up to pay on the same date. So I'm going to do all of my payments together. How much is my other credit card? It's $375. So I'm going to go ahead and enter $375. Again, that is my minimum payment. And then of course, let's say that I have to pay my auto loan today also. We'll do that. And because I have a short memory, there we go. We have $400 a month for the auto loan. Okay, and I will also put the minimum. Now you'll notice it's keeping track of the total paid up here. So I can see $975 was paid. It doesn't mean my balance reduces by that amount. That's just the total amount that I'm paying. Some of that goes towards principal, some of it goes towards interest. Now, when I come over here and I look at my debts, the next month, what's going to happen is I will get my statement and I might notice on my credit card that my minimum payment has gone down. And now maybe it's $195 and maybe my current balance is reduced to, I'm making this up, but let's call it $8,875. Now you'll start noticing what's being paid. So it's been paid down 1.4%. I freed up $5 a month. It tells me I'm in progress. So it starts giving me all of those updates. So you'll want to come in here as you enter your payment logs. Once you get the new bill after you've made your payments, you'll come back into my debts and update these numbers so that you can have a more clear picture on how you're progressing towards your ultimate goals. Maybe this one is not paying off as fast, but again, it shows you how much you freed up. Okay. So that's your payment log, keeps track of everything. And now you see how you can come back and update your dashboard. Notice I kept the original balance and my original monthly payments the same, but now I can see how much money was freed up because my current minimum dropped, and I can, based on the strategy I'm implementing, roll this extra $8 a month it looks like that I freed up, as you can see up top here. I can roll that $8 a month into the card that I'm focusing on to pay off. Okay. So you can see more information about that in the guide. Okay, and then your credit health. So this part we have to actually do some entry here. Okay, so for credit card name, what I like to do is go into the My Debts tab, and I'm going to go ahead and copy the credit card one, credit card two, and auto loan. So you can go ahead and do that. That doesn't look good when I do it that way. So let's just type it in, credit card one, credit card two. Now, I'm not going to put auto loans in here. On the credit health, we're only going to track our actual credit card debt. That's what this is really for. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my credit limit. So notice the original balance is here, and then it has the current balance. It's pulling that information from what we're typing in on My Debts. But what we don't have on the My Debts tab is we don't actually have what our credit card limit is. So what we want to do here is put our actual credit card limit. So maybe the credit card limit here is $10,000, and maybe the credit card limit on this on credit card number two is $15,000. So I maxed that one out, no problem. So what it's doing is it's now going to keep track of everything over here. I don't ever need to come back and change my credit limit again because again, I entered that, but it's a blue tab, so that stays here. And then the original balance, this is auto calculating and pulling numbers from what I put in on my debts tab. Okay. Now, every time I put information in onto the My Debts, it's actually showing how much credit I have available. So how cool, when I go back over to My Debts, I can, maybe I make another payment and this is down to $175 current minimum, and maybe this is down to $8,300 of current balance. Maybe my payment on this drops down to $350 and my balance goes down to $14,250. And when I come over here to my credit health, I notice that it's starting to free up. Now look at my credit utilization is also updating, so I can see what percentage of my total credit limit I'm using, which is valuable. And then you'll notice I'm getting some guidance up here. Under 10% is excellent, 10 to 30% is good, 30 to 50, keep an eye on it, and over 50, it's probably hurting your credit score. So this gives us some motivation to really want to punch these numbers down. So if you get stuck, go back to the Start Here tab. You can take a look and recalibrate your strategies. You can get a feel for how the spreadsheet works. You should also have a beautiful PDF document that you can go over and take a look at to give you more detailed instructions. And from there, you can go ahead and just enter the appropriate information and watch the magic happen as you continue to commit to this over time. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoy it, and good luck and congratulations on the first step in an exciting journey.